Hello students, in this tutorial I will show you how to create a graph using Google Spreadsheets and then insert it into your Google presentation. So the first part is to create the graph using Google Spreadsheets. So what you do is in the upper left hand corner here, you go to create new and you click it, and there's the options that you can create, and you're going to create a new spreadsheet. You're going to click right on spreadsheet. And it brings up a new spreadsheet. So your data will generally be two columns. The first column will be your sample number, and the second column will be your results. So in my imaginary experiment, we're going to imagine that I was trying to find out the effect of acid on the plant growth. So I put a little bit of vinegar into the water that I gave to my plants. So in the first column, I'm going to put my plant group. And in the second column, except I'm going to spell it right, how about that, Shopus? In the second column, I am going to put the results, which are the average height. So let's say I had 4 plant groups. We've got here plant group 1, plant group 2, plant group 3, plant group 4. And let's say plant group 1 was my control, and it grew, I don't know, 8 centimeters. And plant group 2, I put in a small amount of acetic acid, and it grew 6 centimeters. And plant group 3, I put a little bit more acid in, and it grew 1 centimeter. And plant group 4 didn't grow at all, and it had the most acid in it. So those would be my results. I now need to turn these results into a graph. So what I do is it lets me insert this graph anywhere I want to on this spreadsheet. So I'm just going to click right there, and that's where I'm going to have it insert the graph. So now I need to actually make and insert the graph. So I go up to where it says insert, up here. I click insert, and then I go down to where it says chart. That's sort of the word they use for graph. So you go to insert and chart. I click it, and it gives me some options. So on the left here, there are 4 different types of graphs that I can insert. I'm going to choose this one here. It's a bar graph because I think it'll represent my particular data the best. I'm going to click it. And there's one other thing I need to click to make this work right. And if I look up here where it says use column A as labels, column A, remember, is your plant groups. Plant groups should have labels, so you're going to click that. And now, if you look over at the sample or preview chart here on the right, it's got plant 1 grew 8 centimeters, plant group 2 grew 6 centimeters, plant group 3 grew 1 centimeter, and plant group 4 didn't grow it at all. So that's the right graph. I just need to label my axes now, the x-axis and the y-axis. So I go up to Customize, and I click it. And now I have all these options. So first of all, the title of the chart. Well, it's going to be called average height of plants. And the vertical axis, that's the y-axis. Well, the y-axis is the height of the plants. So I'm going to label it height and in centimeters, in parentheses. And the horizontal, or the x-axis, is the plant group. So I click here where it says horizontal, click, and I type in plant group. That's going to be the label for that axis. And I hit return, and you can see that the x-axis is labeled plant group, and I have plant group 1, plant group 2, plant group 3, and plant group 4. And the y-axis is labeled height in centimeters, and I've got the heights up on the side. Now I'm done, so I need to insert this into my Google spreadsheet, and the insert button is, there we go, it's over here on the right. So I'm going to click insert, and there it is. It inserted it right below where I had selected that space. That graph is now part of my spreadsheet. But I want that graph to be part of my Google presentation. So what I do is I click on the graph, and I get, it says chart 1 in the upper left hand corner here. So I click where it says chart 1, and there are all these options now. I can edit the chart, delete the chart, save image, etc. I want to save the image, and what that does is it turns your chart or your graph into an image file which you can then save to your computer, and then you can put that image into your Google presentation, and I'll show you how now. So I'm going to click Save Image, and it saves the image. Now I want that image saved to my desktop, so I've got it down here. I'm just going to drag it over to my desktop. There it is. Now I am ready to put it into my Google presentation. So let's shrink this just a bit. Go to my Google presentation, and there it is. It's called Putting a Graph in Your Presentation, a step-by-step guide. I click on the slide I want to put the graph into on the left here. I click it, and there it is. It's my results. And I want to insert this chart. And remember, it saved the chart as an image. So I go to Insert, click it, down to Image. Remember, the chart is now an image saved on my desktop. I click Image, and it says browse your computer for the image file to upload. So I need to choose the file I'm going to upload, so I click Choose File. Now I saved it on my desktop, so I'm going to click Desktop over here. And here are the things on my desktop. Chart 1.4, that's what it was called. So I'm going to click that, and then actually click Open to open it. And now that it's got that selected, you can see that's the name of my chart. I could have picked a better name, but I didn't. I'm going to click OK. That means it's okay to insert it. And there it is in my Google presentation. Now I can take the chart and move it around if I want. I can change its size. I can make it bigger or smaller. But it is now in my slide for my Google presentation. And if I start the presentation by going to View, Start Presentation, you can see that there it is in my presentation. Anyhow, that is how to create a graph using Google Spreadsheets and then insert the graph into your Google presentation. That's it.